What's up, girlies and friends, and welcome back to another video. It has been a while. I do seem to be saying that a lot every time I log on to the internet, but you know what? It is what it is. Honestly, I just came back from dinner with my best friend. I had an amazing time. We ate ramen and curry. Now that I'm home, kind of feeling bored, so I figured why not turn on my camera and do a little makeup video because I haven't been doing makeup in some time. And I have a new foundation that I want to try. So the foundation that I want to use is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. As you can see, I'm very pale. That's my winter color. Because of that, I needed to have a new foundation to match that because all of my foundation and concealers are actually darker than what I am right now. I don't really have a plan. I don't have anything actually. This is gonna be a journey for the both of us. I do have a little bit of makeup on my face, my brows. I did put on some concealer and powder today, but it's raining really hard and I think most of it melted off. I bought this palette from SheGlam. I haven't used this one really yet, so I just wanna see and figure out if we can do something fun with that. Put on a bit of concealer on my eyelid. Just have a blank base. But how are you all doing? It is almost the end of the year. It is the end of the year actually. As I'm currently filming this is the 21st of December. It is kind of insane. It hasn't really, settled in me yet that it is the end of the year. And in what, 9-10 days we're in 2025. Maybe I should do something green. Okay, but before I'm gonna do that, I'm actually gonna go in with this palette. It's also from SheGlam. I'm gonna take maybe this one lightly, and I'm gonna figure out a shape that I want to do. So I'm just gonna figure out a shape. Yeah, it's the end of the year. It's kind of crazy. I feel like I haven't processed anything. This year to me felt like I've gone through two separate years. Like the first half of 2024 was a year, and the second half of 2024 felt like a year. Which, you could argue it is. I am in university, and so the first half of this year was the last half of my first year of university, and the second half of the year was the first semester of my second year of university. Just a lot happened this year. I've experienced the best things possible and also the worst. It was a lot of ups and downs, and I'm really grateful for the support system that I have that helped me kind of, get through it. And now we're at the end, and I feel like this year all I've been doing was being on the run, but not like running from things, but more like things were busy, things were happening, things were going on. Whereas, the previous few years before, especially after COVID, things were a little bit more slow. I felt like I was just taking a walk, and this year I just felt like I had to run. Okay, so I don't know what brush I want to use, so I'm gonna go in with my finger then. I'm gonna use this green. It's not really pigmented, but we're not expecting the most from Shein, to be honest. I just need my brain to understand that we're gonna be playing with green. But yeah, I just finished my exams. Well, not all of them actually, but I finished the last exams of 2024. I do have like some exams that I need to do in 2025, like in January. I'm glad like my finals are over with for this year. That being said, I haven't had the results in yet, so it might be that I have to do some resits as well, which is also fine. It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta, attempt a couple of times before things really work out. I've realized looking back, I recognize that a lot of things with me, it just takes some time and some couple of tries before things will succeed, or like I will understand and all of that. I think it's something I really struggled with in the beginning, especially being in academia for so long. Even though it's my first year of university, like the Dutch system is a little weird because you have like levels of university. I've kind of working my way up in the education system to get to where I am right now. It's been a long time since I've been in there. I've always really struggled with the fact that things would take me so long to understand that I would have to do a couple of tries before I finally got it. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, but it's not really that bad. Also, like every person like learns differently, and some people are just used with the way things are being taught because they've already had it in middle school, and they've probably had the resources and the environment where they were able to like learn this and get used to this. Whereas for me, like I said, I'm kind of working my way up through the level system. So I started from a whole different baseline than all my peers currently in my class and in my year. I've learned, especially the second half of this year, that's like, okay, I'm fine. I'm okay. It's not the end of the world that I can't learn like, my classmate. I'm gonna go in with this. Been eyeing that beautiful, beautiful green. Should I do a halo eye? I love doing halo eyes. I've tried it once. But yeah, I've been like going through like I don't know, not even going through it, just like one day, I was just like, it's not that bad. It's all fine. It's nothing is that deep. Things are only as deep as you want it to be in most cases, like in general, right? We're not gonna go in like really specific. I know some people would like to take that out of context and be like, but what about this? What about this? And I understand. But like in general, in your day-to-day life, or at least the day life that I live, not everything is that deep. Especially with the shit so of our education system and our government and our new cabinet. Like, I'm not gonna allow myself to go into a negative spiral downwards because I take everything too serious, right? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. At least that's how I've been trying to look at things, especially with exams and tests. Especially this semester, I've just been adopting this mindset where it's like, if it works out, it's working out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If I pass something, I pass it, and if I don't, I don't. The only thing that I can really control is whether or not I'm doing my best, whether or not I'm giving it all that I can give at that time with the capacity that I have. That's all I can control. The rest, hands off, right? The reason why I'm kind of tapping into this is because I think also for my first year was so stressful because we have actually, let's just say my major, I study Japanese, is incredibly harsh. It's incredibly difficult. We have like a really high rate of students just like dropping off in the first semester of their first year, which is, common across all majors, right? But ours is like intense because we have this thing where if you manage to attain all 60 credits and get your propaedeutics in your first year, meaning you pass all classes, you pass all your courses, right? If you manage to do that, then you are eligible to go on to a Japan exchange in the second year. That is a lot of pressure. If you already fail courses in your first semester of your first year, that already means that you're not going to be eligible for the exchange. So what most of the first year students do is then they drop out so that they can try it next year. And then they don't have to do all the classes that they already passed because you can take your credits with you, kind of in a way, when you re-enter the program again. So you have more time to kind of like focus on, the classes that you still need to pass. That's something I did. So I started this study in 2021. I passed almost all of my first semester classes except for one. And so I dropped out had a gap year. Not only for that, but there were a lot of other things that were going on. And then I re-entered the program in 2023, in September 2023. I was able to take with me the credits that I already attained the first time I did this. So I only had to do one class. I only had to focus on the one class I failed, which I managed to pass, luckily. Now, then I entered the second semester. Do I like this? Yeah, that's when I had to do the full program. And that was rough. A lot of courses, the study load is just really high. You know, you are studying a language. It's difficult. Like Japanese is difficult. And with the pace that we're kind of studying Japanese, it's like, it's a lot. So there's also just like a high dropout rate of the second semester of the first year as well, because, you know, some students just don't make it, just with how heavy the workload is. I managed to do it. Don't know how. Don't ask me how. I was struggling, but I managed to do it. Because I only had to follow one class in my first year for the first semester. And then the first semester, that's when everyone kind of meets people and you get together and you kind of get a clique. And then, you know, you kind of hee-hee-ha-ha with each other and you become friends. And then I was only there for one class. And I was always like at the front. I was always on my own. I didn't manage to get a lot of friends. I didn't really make any friends at all. So I was doing the entire study kind of like having to carry a lot of on my own and not really being able to have a community where I can lean on and they can lean on me, and like, you know, where we're able to like help each other through the program, I guess. And now in my second year, I actually, because you know, people kind of recognize me more, you know, they see me a lot more in the classes in, you know, last year in the second semester. But again, I was pretty much on my own. Also, like, due to me, I'm very shy, so I find it very hard to like connect with people. There's also a huge age gap. I am one of the oldest of my year. So there is like also the age gap that I kind of perceive was really hard to like, you know, cross with my other students. I think it was in my second week of this semester where I was sitting next to this guy. Now, mind you, out of my entire year, I am the only discolored. I'm one of the few people of colored students in my year. Not only that, I'm probably the one with the darkest skin tone, which I don't get discriminated or whatever or all of that, but it does kind of, you kind of feel like different. My class is also mostly white. My year is also mostly white. That's just is what it is. And so I sat next to this guy who is white passing. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was white passing. I didn't know that he was also POC. I sat next to him and he just kind of turned to me and he was like, "Can I ask you something?" But like very, very careful. I've also realized, side note, I think I kind of look very unapproachable. And not because I am unapproachable, it's just because I look unapproachable. Again, I'm also shy. When people approach me, they don't really know what to do with me. And I've had that throughout my whole life, right? And then they warm up to me and they're like, "Oh, you know, we kind of fuck with them." But yeah, he was like, very carefully, "Can I ask you something?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What is up? What's up?" And he was like, "Are you Indonesian?" And I was like, "No, I'm not Indonesian, but I'm Moluccan." And he was like, "Oh my God, I am Indonesian." And I was like, "Okay, work." Because if you don't know, the Moluccas and Indonesia is very close together. There's a lot of history around that. The Maluku Islands are a colonial property, I guess, of Indonesia. That being said, it was really nice, I think, also for him to like being able to connect with someone who, you know, our roots are very similar. Our cultures are also very similar. So during that class, we were just like kind of like talking about like, oh my God, you know, about our cultures, about growing up as a diaspora here in the Netherlands. And for him also, like, yeah, I'm white passing, you know, and he was kind of talking about that as well. We kind of connected on that in that class. He was also making jokes. Like immediately we were making like, I don't know what it is. We were making like the most stupid jokes throughout class. And also like I was kind of like, I have Yukichiba on my phone screen, right? And he saw that, and then he just wrote like this funniest thing in my notebook about how he is also, while he's not into Asian men typically, he is very much into Yukichiba. And I was like, work, I love that for you. But yeah, we connected very, very quickly, and also he is also one of the oldest ones out of our year. We differ like 2 years, so we could really relate to that with each other as well, which was so nice. And because he's like the extrovert, he's very extroverted, and a lot of people know him, a lot of people fuck with him, and he kind of pulled me into getting to know the other people of our year as well and connecting with them as well. And I feel like because I kind of started talking to him, I think it made me a lot more approachable to all the other people of our year, because now people are like, oh my god, hey Saba, what's up? Yeah, it's been really nice, and I've really learned that having community in university is so vital in helping you get your credits, pass your shit, right? This guy has been helping me out so much. I also met like this other girl. She's also really been helping me get through this, and hopefully I am here for her. Like hopefully I'm supporting her here as well. So it's just been really, I don't know, it healed something in me. It really healed something within me to like, I have people that I can lean on and rely on at school. Like I'm literally hanging out with them after school, which is crazy. Because usually I would just like go from home to school, and then from school immediately back home. Wouldn't wait on anyone. I would just go back home immediately. And now I'm just like hanging out, having coffee, studying. Really grateful just to have this community that I'm kind of building on. And it's also just really nice to see how other people from my year are opening up to me and like, I guess liking me more, which is really nice. Especially since a lot of them are also really into One Piece and really into anime. But a lot of them really like One Piece or are watching One Piece currently. And I feel like now that I've just been kind of chatting with, like the big brother of the year, a lot of people find me more approachable to talk about it, and we just like talk and key about it, and it's really nice. It's also like really interesting to see people. I'm very, how do you say that? I'm very, I notice things very easily. So I notice when people's attitude change. That is not on me being an empath, that's me having CPTSD. I've just been noticing just the way that people kind of look at me is different. Like before, they would always look at me very apprehensively or just very like, we don't really know what to do with you. And now it's more open. Now people are just like, oh, hey, there's more, I don't know. It's more open, I guess. That's the only way I can describe it. What do I want to do next? I kind of like it. I love how it makes my eyes pop. Okay, very cliche. There's this shimmery green that I want to put on. But it's very close to the crease color. I'll do have to say, like, these are really great palettes for beginners because they're budget friendly. But it is giving what is giving. It's giving like cheap makeup, which is fine for me. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good brush to blend actually out. Because as you can see, the shapes are pretty different. So I kind of want to see if I can get them to look more alike. Maybe I should do that with... There is this palette that I also have from SheGlam. It's the contour... It's the Stereo 6 palette. I'm going to go in with maybe this one. Okay, I'm just going to use a flat brush. I don't know if you can see it. No, you cannot. A flat brush. There's some product on it because I have not washed it ever since I came back from Paris, which has been a month now. We listen and we don't judge. So I'm just gonna kind of go shape the underside of my brow and then just pull it downwards, and hopefully this will help me shape. I'm gonna deepen up the edges a bit more, or like the corners a bit more, just because now it looks like one color. Doing makeup is hard. Taking a darker color. This is more of a bluey one, but I think this will be the best way to give it more depth, because as you can see, it is very one color, you know. I also went to Paris for the first time this year. It's really fun. Well, no, I've done a lot of traveling actually. I went to Japan for the first time ever with my best friend, and it was the most amazing trip I've ever been on. We definitely want to do that again. We then went to Korea, which the experience wasn't the best. We didn't really had a nice time in Korea, even though we tried very hard to, do things and like be proactive and just like try to explore Seoul. We went to Seoul only. We tried to do our best, but in the end, we just kind of figured out that it wasn't really for us, and that was fine. Sad, but fine. And now we know, so that next time, if we ever are gonna book an Asia trip again, it's either gonna be completely Japan or Japan and another country. Also so grateful I got to do it with my best friend. We've been talking about this since middle school. I know this bitch since middle school. That's crazy. And you know when people say friends with you from middle school, that they're the real ones because they've seen you through like the worst, arguably the most cringiest era of your life. At least it was for me. So yeah, we had a lot of fun, and then last month in November, I went to Paris for the first time, which was also really amazing. I went for a ballroom. There was a ball that we had to attend as a house. I am part of the Kiki House of Cabana. There was a Kiki ball that that was mandatory for us to attend. So unless you had a good reason, you had to go. My house and I went. We stayed with our Parisian family, which was so much fun. There was one moment where I was like, I hate this, but that had more to do just like we had to walk a lot, and I wanted to go to a bakery, and I kept saying I wanted to go to a bakery, but for some reason we didn't end up at a bakery, so I was grumpy. Managed to go to the bakery the next day, but on my own in the morning, which was phenomenal. I love just like being able to take a walk in the morning when there are not a lot of people outside, and just like going to a bakery and myself some pastries, and it was pastries and coffee, and I had the best time. And then we had the ball, which was also really cool. The House of Cabana really showed up and showed out. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing really more to say about that. I had an amazing time in Paris. I would love to return. I'm gonna go in with the sparkly green that I also have on the top of my lid. I'm gonna pull it down a bit because I think that's just gonna make it a little bit more. I'm not going anywhere, so who cares? But I do have to say, after everything, I'm so tired. The last few days I've just been spending doing mindless stuff on my phone. Like I'm playing mobile games for days. I've not been replying to any text except for my best friend who wanted to go out to dinner with me. And I'm not saying no to that. Statement gel liner. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Yeah, so just been resting a lot. And it's been... Ow. Oh, did you see me poke me? Yeah, I've just been resting a lot. Not doing anything productive. The only thing I've done was change my bed sheets and shower. I still have to like vacuum my room and do my laundry and do all of that, but I just can't be asked. I can't be asked. Is it can't be asked? Can't be, I don't know. I just can't be bothered, honestly. I'm too tired. That being said, tomorrow I do have a house dinner, so It's not that I don't love being in my house, but also I'm tired. So on Monday, even though it is the week of Christmas, I am planning to start writing my essays. I have one for my Chinese literature class and one for my Japanese literature class. Very excited about both the topics because I am writing my Japanese literature class about I'm gonna try and argue about why I think Bakugo Katsuki from My Hero Academia was actually the true female lead of the series, as opposed to Ochako, who was introduced as the female lead. So I have to do a manga analysis, which is really nice because I have a lot of mangas over here and I have a lot of panels that I want to, analyze. So I'm very excited for that. And then for my Chinese literature class, I have to do a movie analysis about The Eye, which is a horror movie, Hong Kong horror movie actually, by the Pang brothers. And I'm so excited for that. Scared as fuck to watch it though. I'm not gonna put on mascara. For the sole reason I don't want to take it off, but I am gonna curl my lashes. So you're gonna get that. Oh, I like that. I kind of like that. So let me zoom out. Oh, so this is how it's looking. I kind of like it. All right. Maybe I should have done the undershy before. You know what? It's fine. We live and we learn. I'm going to go in with this new foundation, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This one is in medium tan. Okay, I'm going to... How do you put this on? Do we just like tap, tap? I'm going to try and see how much coverage I can get with just this. I have my wet sponge. I'm just gonna pitty pitty pat pat. Okay, this is evidently not enough to cover my entire face, so I'm gonna put on some more. Kind of nervous, more like I hope that this doesn't break me out. Because as you can see, listen, my skin my skin is doing a lot better than it did before, but she's still going through it. And I think that just has largely to do with the fact that my skin really reacts on my stress levels or my hormone levels, I guess. So if I'm ovulating, it's, letting me know. If my cycle is starting, she is letting me know. And if I am stressed, she is most definitely letting me know. That being said, I don't know which is which. I don't know. But, oh, this is very glowy. Okay, this is not really the best foundation for someone with oily skin. I can already see that. But that's why we have powder. Do you see? This is how my skin is looking like. It's very glowy. I'm gonna try and see if I can build up the coverage on my cheeks. And if that's not the case, I'm just gonna go over it with my concealer. But I just want to try, right? Because especially these spots, these really dark spots, I find it really hard to cover them up. And not in a sense like erasing them, because texture can't really be erased, but more of the color. And it's not really happening, or maybe I'm just not applying enough, but I don't know what is enough. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna try and go over this. Alright, and then the redness around my nose. I'm just gonna mix it up. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing. That's all you should know. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm having fun with it. And that's what makeup is supposed to be about, right? Having fun. Yeah, as you can see, it's really hard to really covering them up. I don't know if you can see. I mean, you can see them. That's the thing. However, on this side, it does look a lot better. So, I guess I just gotta take the good with the bad. And then when I have the disposable income, I can invest in some real, some MAC cosmetics or something. Some face and body. I think that one would be really nice, especially for stage makeup because you can build it up. For now, I'm just gonna have to do with drugstore. which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with drugstore. It's affordable, it's accessible, and I don't have to deal with possible snooty ass cosmetic counter people. I don't know what it is, but like the few times that I went to like a MAC cosmetic counter, they were also snooty. I'm like, do you want to sell shit or not? This is a powder. I'm gonna powder my face now. I traveled this year. I made friends and like a whole new community this year. I did some more making videos on like social media again, which I really enjoy doing. While not consistently, because that's just not, I found that's not something that's really possible with my schedule and my energy levels as well. Just the fact that I've been able to get back into it has just been really nice. Been doing it. Like it's all about like, I did it, which is fun. Yeah, I've managed to get my 60 credits. I have my propedeutics, which I'm really happy about. I'm really proud of myself for that one. I'm now a one-person business. I'm a freelancer officially, also to the government and to, you know, the tax ministry, which is really exciting. That being said, I have to do my taxes this month. I'm not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. All right, I do feel like my eyebrows are a little too light. And get my contour. I've been loving this contour actually. Oh, that being said, I've also just gotten back into makeup in a way that doesn't feel like I've gotten back into makeup, doing makeup like this for fun. I did it when I was a teenager and then in my early 20s, but then kind of got off of it. And now I've been able to get into this without feeling really, I guess, dysphoric about it. Been having a lot of peace with my gender identity and my expression, and also just knowing that I'm going to be perceived by the world in a certain way, and that's just something that I have to accept. And what matters really more for me is how I am able to see myself, how I feel about things, and that's kind of that's kind of where I'm learning to put my focus in more, which has been really healing. I'm not gonna lie. I've been really happy with the way that I'm looking. I've been really happy with the way that I'm talking to myself as well. Listen, if my contour looks a little rough, don't mention it. Also, I've been trying out cosplaying a little bit, which made me like really interested in like trying to do more of that. And just trying to kind of broaden my skill set, especially now that I'm also a freelancer. Like, I've just realized kind of just the importance of being able to do a lot by yourself and like the freedom it gives you, right? Uva. So, some blushy blush. I like to put my blush really here. Smack dab in the middle of my face. I think it flatters me, but to each their own. You can't even see it. So, does it really matter? Okay. Alright, okay. So my skin is looking like, if you want some. It's very humbling, but I gotta be real, I guess. Let me get my lips. I think I'm gonna do the lip combo that I have been doing. This is like a brown pencil. Let me zoom you in actually. What I like to do is I'm gonna outline my lips. Oh, do you see my little mustache? Cute. I'm not on tea, if you're wondering. I'm just hairy. And then I like to like fill in the corners in. So as you can see, we have that. And then I'm gonna go in with a lip gloss. This is the look. I'm not mad at this. I'm actually kind of happy how it turned out, even though I'm not wearing any mascara at all. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend time with me. And I hope you are enjoying the holidays. If you are celebrating, and even if you are not. And yeah, be safe during New Year's, especially when you are a firework fanatic. Please be careful. And maybe I'll see you in the next year. Maybe not. I don't know. You never know with me. See y'all later. Jana.